So how do you make boring material interesting in a presentation? Sometimes we find ourselves in situations where we have to present material that sucks. There's just nothing engaging and interesting about it. So how do we present it in a way that gets our audience to care? I'm going to share kind of a weird approach that I heard about many years ago that I've since tried a couple times and it's actually worked okay. And it's called the lemur technique. Now, hear me out. What you do is you intermittently, in your slide deck, put in random pictures of cute animals or silly animals or something like this. The reason it's called the lemur technique is I once read a blog post years ago about someone who was presenting at a conference, and it was a software development conference about back-end database management or something like that. It was as boring as it sounds. And what this guy did to spice things up was occasionally he would throw in images of lemurs out of nowhere. And they weren't systematic. There's actually an interesting amount of research that shows that intermittent rewards, things that are unexpected, we get more value and joy out of them and pleasure out of them than we do when we expect it. So it wasn't like at each new section, that's when he started talking about lemurs. What he did was just randomly, in the middle of him talking about database management or back-end integration or whatever he was talking about, up would come this cute image of an animal. And it got the audience really hanging on his words and paying attention to this very dry subject matter. Now, this approach isn't for everyone. You should ideally have some confidence in the ability to present this, and if you're trying to get a job in this presentation or land a huge deal, might not be the right context. But in general, if it's an audience you know, or if it's just something that you think might be the unique flair that your talk needs to be interesting, well, consider the lemur technique.